I've made over 500 YouTube videos in the last 8 months, and I've got around 188 subscribers. Most people would see that as a failure, and honestly, I kind of did too in the beginning. But I'm learning that it's really proof that showing up is the real win. Consistency is always going to reveal who I am and who you are more than any kind of metric or number ever will. My original goal was simple. I was going to start a channel and teach people the basics of nutrition, what calories are, what macronutrients are, how to eat to feel better, how to structure your day with food, basic, simple fitness truths that literally changed my life. That was my intention. So when I started making videos, I started learning that really social media is way bigger than just a simple niche. Uh, I'm not just fitness. I'm not just macros. I have faith. I have an interest in metaphysics. All of these extra interests are actually very interesting to people. Not only that, but they also affect what you consider your original niche to be in the first place. I see connections between fitness and the Bible. I see YouTubers that are explaining the laws of the universe while speaking scripture, but not even realizing what they're actually doing. What I started learning is that everything is connected. Everybody is saying find a niche, find your section on the internet, but really your niche will eventually find you. The more I shared, the more my content started exposing who I actually was. I ended up discovering that ultimately I am the niche. My fitness, my faith, my interest in the Bible, my interest in astrophysics, my worldview is my brand. My vulnerability is the niche. The more I shared about all the aspects of my life, the more people I started to connect with. People are always going to connect with your inner world and not necessarily your individual topic. You're going to always learn by doing. Your first ideas they're never going to be your best, but confidence is going to be built from repetition. You stop caring about opinions when you have enough output. When you're busy enough, the noise from the haters gets dull. YouTube is like a mirror that reveals who you actually are. If you keep showing up, your voice and your message is going to become a lot more clear. I learned to stop comparing myself and I learned to focus on what I'm actually doing, my service, not my views or not any kind of a number that tells me one thing or another. 188 subscribers may look small, and it is small, but it represents about 200 people who are actually tuned in to what I'm trying to say. It represents thousands of small improvements I've made along the way. It represents a body of work that most people honestly will never build. They'll never get to the point where they actually make one YouTube video. But the fact that I stayed consistent tells me everything I need to know. Success begins with showing up. Your skill will grow through this repetition, and growth ultimately is going to come after your identity has been established. You've got to understand who you are, and you've got to give that person to the world. My own personal journey with faith, with fitness, it all starts to blend together. My body is a temple. Discipline is worship. Excellence is devotion. It's consistency. It's showing up every day. That's what fitness taught me. The Bible taught me purpose. It gave me identity. It taught me what to do. Video creation became the place where both of these came together. When I show up on camera, I'm practicing the same discipline that I preach. I'm showing you the process I take myself through every day for mindset, structure, identity. These are actually biblical principles and fitness principles combined. Listen, you don't need to be perfect. You certainly don't need to know everything. But the one thing that you have to do is you have to start. Your voice will ultimately become your niche. Your story will be your social media strategy. Consistency will be your algorithm. You're going to learn along the way. because the world doesn't need perfection. It just needs you. It needs a real, actual person going through real, actual things that people on the internet can relate to. Listen, I've made 500 videos and I'm really just getting started. If you're thinking about creating, stop this video, quit listening to me, and start creating. It really is that simple. If you're waiting on clarity, this clarity will come from your decision to act. You don't need a niche. You don't need anything other than a sliver of momentum. Be yourself. Be consistent. Keep showing up for you, because an improved you can ultimately mean an improved world. Build your temple, share your voice, and trust that in the end, the right people will find you.